So, a little bit about me. I started HRT in November 2021. It was a horrible time. Life was very, very different, and I needed it. I read all the leaflets, and I thought, I'll take my chances. I'd had 2 clear mammograms previously. I had no family history of breast cancer, but for me, it turned out to be a really, really bad choice. HRT didn't give me cancer, it just fed mine. So in September 2022, I got my letter for my 3rd mammogram reminder. The letter prompted me to have a good old rummage around. I wasn't really worried, I was really fit, really active. I was about 5 stone lighter than I am now. But I found a tiny, tiny grain of rice in my armpit. So I thought, I'll mention it when I go for my mammogram. And I did, I mentioned it. And the lady said, don't worry, don't be surprised if you get a call back in a week's time. So I got the letter with the call back, and off I went to the, come on ladies, what's the centre we all go to? To the Forest Centre. Thank you very much, chemo brain. So I went in and I had an ultrasound, and then somebody else came in, and then they said, we're just going to do a few biopsies. 10 biopsies I had. I was black and blue and just wanted to cry. So I walked out, and the receptionist was there, and she was like, oh my God, are you still here? And I was like, yeah. And she said, oh, do you want a cup of tea? Because she could see I was quite upset, and I was going, I just want my mum. And she wasn't there. I lost my mum about 14 years earlier to bowel cancer. So it was really, it's the first time I felt like a child again. It was hard. So in October, I went back to get my results, and I heard the words none of us ever really want to hear: you have cancer. My treatment plan was outlined that I would have surgery, chemo and radiotherapy. And what I hadn't felt when the grain of rice was there, that I had 5 masses actually in my breast from 2 to 5 centimetres, because lobular cancer, breast cancer, is really, really hard to find. And it just felt like my normal boobs. So I walked out there and I said to my husband, would you like me to get you the stab vest now or later? I said, because not only have I got cancer, I've got to go through the menopause again. So luckily you didn't run for the hills. In November, I went to hospital and I had my therapeutic mammoplasty. And if any of you don't know what that is, it's bigger than a lumpectomy, but not quite a mastectomy. And I had a full lymph node clearance. In December, I went back to get the results from my surgery, and it was confirmed that I had stage 3, grade 3 breast cancer, and that the cancer was in 10 of the 22 lymph nodes that they removed. The grain of rice that I felt was the cancer in my lymph node, all inflamed. So they confirmed that yes, I would have the treatment plan. I was going to be very greedy, and I was going to get everything. My sister was with me when I went for this consultation, and she asked the best question that anybody's ever asked at any of these things: can she have a G&T during chemo? And the result was yes. So that was great. I also decided that I would join Breast Friends in December. I deliberated about it, I had surgery, and I just thought, it's not for me. This is, I don't do social media, I don't do groups, I've never been at this union or anything like that. But I thought, I'll give it a go. So I went along to the morning coffee morning in Northampton, and I met a lady called, well, I called her News Barbara. Flying the living daylights out of me. I went home thinking, oh my God, I've got to do that. And I can't. I don't think I can. So Christmas came, it was a very strange Christmas, and in the New Year, the breast friends did another walk. Well, they did a walk on the New Year's Day, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it another go. So I went along to Delapre, we've all heard about that already today, and I was really lucky enough to meet Leonie, who set up the Breast Friends Northampton charity. An amazing lady. We had a fantastic walk around there. She was so positive, and she was telling me how your chemo goes and that you can actually plan to do really nice things just before the next session. So it made me feel so much better. And I did say to her at the end of this, I'm really, really glad that I gave it another go. And I told her the story about how I'd never come again. I didn't think I was going to come, sorry. For me, then, that was a real turning point, and I decided that I would never ever do anything like that to anyone else. I always wanted to try and help somebody and never scare them, because it's scary enough. Our imaginations are just our worst enemies in times like this. So again, I was really, really glad to go. I met the best of friends, the breast friends, in the really, really worst circumstances. So I had my treatments, I had my 6 rounds of chemo, and I remember walking in, we were still in lockdown, I got my mask on, and the tears were just rolling down my face, and my hubby's going, can I come in with you? And I said, why would you want to do that? I don't even want to be here, why would you want to be here with me? And so he couldn't come in anyway. So I walked in, and the nurse, Nikki, she was lovely, and she said, do you want a cup of tea? And so I said, yeah. And then I looked around the chemo suite, and I saw other ladies with these. And I thought, oh, I'm amongst friends. And I had a really, really good chat with everyone there and came out having made so many more friends. So it was great, walking and crying, walking out laughing. Everything sort of settled into a bit of a routine then through the 6 rounds of chemo, and my hubby, rather than asking me every day how I felt, I would get up and announce. So some days I would get up and I would say, I am fast. And these were my really good days. For anybody that's seen Michael McIntyre, you all know that one. And on the other days, I would come out going, I'm a bit more Old Spice today. So thankfully, there were more 5 Spice than Old Spice days. So that was good. In April, I decided that I would join the Hope course. And we all heard about that from Don earlier. Brilliant. If you've never done it, do it. Again, I was really sceptical, but it was brilliant, and I'm still finding the glimmers every day. In June, I started my radiotherapy, and as I said to you, I was very greedy. So I decided I was having 20 of these. And I was there every day for the 4 weeks, and I made quite a lot of friends, again, in the waiting room. And when I finished, I was ringing the bell, the radiographer came out to me, and he said, our waiting room's going to be so much quieter without you. And not in a good way. Which prompted me to remember the story. I met a gentleman in there, and we spoke a few times about various things, and he was there with his prostate cancer. And I was announcing how all the breast friends, ladies, and we had to go in, assume your pose, hands above your head, hold your breath. So I asked him if he had to do this. After he started, I'll stop laughing, sorry. He said no, but after seeing this morning's thing, I now know that that's not how it happens. So nearly 2 years after my surgery, I went in for symmetry surgery because I had one very large boob and one very small boob. This was a really, really tough time for me. I thought I wanted this. I fought hard to get it, and I was just so disappointed afterwards because dressed for the nearly 2 years, I looked the same because I had a prosthetic. But I walked in on the day with a full chest, and I walked out the following day looking like a 12-year-old boy. And mentally that was really hard, really, really hard. So what do you do when you've face diversity like that, you go shopping. So the day I had all my dressings taken off, my very good friends had decided we'd go shopping. So we walked off to TK Maxx, and I walked in, and there on the shelf were these boots. And I thought, oh my God, everybody needs a little bit of sparkle every day. So I went all around the shop trying to find the right size, got them. I went home and hubby went, when are you going to wear them? And I said, every day, absolutely every day. I'm not saving them for best, I'm going to wear them every day. So the next day, I'm in Aldi, doing the shopping, I'm standing at the till, and the little boy went, Elvis! And his grandma was going, oh my God, I'm so sorry, really, really sorry. And I just went, thank you very much. So these boots are a definite conversation opener. They do bring a bit of sparkle every day. They certainly put a smile on my face, and love them. They have led to so many adventures. One being in, was it June, earlier this year? I became an underwear model. I'm 56 years old, and I've had breast cancer, and I became a what was the word? What did we become? Ambassador, that's it, thanks lady. I don't know what to do with that, yeah. So, for Eloise, they wanted real women. They didn't want a supermodel. I am not a supermodel. They wanted somebody real, and if you want the full story, it's on their website. As a thank you for this, they gave me some nice underwear. So I don't know if you all saw my picture before today on my motorbike. So I went to my underwear shoot on my motorbike, and clearly you can't ride a motorbike in these boots, so I took them with me. And I had some photos on the bike with my sparkly boobs. I did have my clothes on, I wasn't in my bra and pants at that time. And had an amazing day, lots of laughs, lots of tears. Told my story, as I say. I had a nice goodie bag to go away with. So I secured all of my goodies, wrapped them up in my bag, and strapped it to my motorbike. And I'm riding home, and this isn't a little motorbike, this isn't a 125, this is a Hornet 750, so it's got some grunt. It's a big girl's bike. And I'm making progress, and I see in my mirrors somebody's flashing me. And I think, oh, I'm looking down. Perhaps I'm making a bit too much progress here, officer. I'll slow down. So I carried on, got home, very, very pleased with myself, got on the drive, got off the bike, looked round. No bag. Just a strap. Turns out, as I'm riding along, he's flashed. My bag has gone poof! Terminal velocity was reached, and my bra, pants, and sparkly boots flew across the motorway. Yeah, so I decided we had to go back. Had to see if I could find my goodies. Hubby, what a trooper. He said, do you want me to drive? So I said, yeah, I'll be the spotter. So we retraced the steps, and getting near the spot where I thought the bloke flashed me, and was going, there's my dressing gown. Stop the car, get out, get the dressing gown up, look at it. Oh no, it's got more tyre tracks on it than Brands Hatch. Ripped to shreds, no good to man or beast. Picked it up anyway, because I don't want to be litter. So I carried on a little bit further up, and I was like, there's my bra! Hanging on the tree, like this, was my bra, with the label still on it. Result! Picked it up, put it in my bag, a bit further along, on the other side, my pants! So my big Bridget Jones pants were safe, they were fine, was able to take those home as well. Also found my sarong, another bit along, and carried on, and there, in the middle of the road, was one boot. I was in tears. I I didn't know whether I felt good, bad, ugly, I wasn't sure. So I went home with all of my things, and my daughter-in-law said to me, look, garden it by the way, she said, why don't you make it into a planter? So I did. So here is my planter, because out of adversity, you have to make the best of these things. But thanks to God, oh, this is amazing, by the way. When I'm in my office in the afternoon, it's on the side, the sun comes in, it hits these, I've got a disco ceiling, it's amazing. Really smile, makes me smile. But thanks to good old Google Lens, I managed to get the exact same hair. And yeah, that's that. So finally, come on, you can all breathe a sigh of relief. I know I can, because this has been... We all say there is a life before cancer. Mine was very different to what it is now. And there is a life after cancer. I call my diagnosis my life sentence. It's my permission to have a life, to not worry about the little things that I really used to give so much gravity to. I'm now here and I'm making memories and I'm living my life to the max. So I really would like to say thanks to Breast Friends and Macmillan, as I really wouldn't be the lady that I am today without all of your support. Thank you.